Okay, YouTube, this is just going to be a bunch of random crawl space videos for today. The house is tiny, uninteresting, really doesn't matter. And at the moment I'm laying on the floor in the crawl space. Well, you know, it's an okay sized crawl space. I got about 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet of room to move around, which isn't too bad when you're a 6'4" fat guy. But anyway, I'm laying on the floor because I got tired of trying to sit sideways and figure out how to hold the phone and do all this. So I got a couple things to show you. We got some wood destroying organism, could be termite, could be powder post beetles. I'm not really sure, but I get to rip wood to pieces with my bare hands. And then we're gonna crawl through some raw sewage because I didn't know what it was, and it could have been water. Well, it's liquid anyway. And this is my favorite so far down here, though. Oh, let me find my flashlight. I'm gonna turn you around. Maybe I'm not gonna turn you around. Maybe I am gonna turn you around. Okay, so flashlight. So we got this random pile of cinder blocks, and they're not really level. I can scoot down here. They're kind of offset. They got a little bit of a lean to them. That's not the impressive thing. So the board that's up there apparently is tacked on somewhere, because the other end of the support is way over there. But this end isn't actually touching anything. It's floating in space. You can see the flashlight on the wall on the other side of it. So it's a neat trick. Not really sure how they did that, honestly. I guess it's toenailed on the other side somewhere, maybe, or the duct is holding it up. Not sure which, but probably the duct. Let's go with the duct. The duct is what's holding it up. So at the moment, the duct is holding up this section of the house that they reinforced. So, I don't know. I'll crawl around some more and bring you in when we find something more fun worth looking at. All right, these just amuse me. So, random pile of cinder blocks. They're not attached to anything. Goes up to a random pile of wood that is bearing, I don't know, 6 feet away. But not really, because, well, you can see over the top of all that. Of the random pile of wood, when you get back over the other side, the green one's cut short. The brown one ends before it gets to the other side over there. And the big one isn't actually touching anything, and it's all warped. And not only that, there's been so much wood destroying organisms going into it that I'm breaking pieces of it off with my fingers. So I don't know, dude, it's just a mess. So same pile of wood. This isn't me being super strong or anything. It's just it's just gone. I mean, I'm crushing it with my fingers. It's not wood. It's, I don't know, compressed dust. Oh wow, there's water on the plastic in the crawl space. I wonder how it got here. Well, thankfully it's at least mostly dried up. Oh, it might be leaking off of that pipe. Wonder what that pipe's connected to, sink or bathtub. Oh, no, we're leaking out of the main sewer line. Yep, another day crawling through raw sewage. Gotta love it. I don't know if this is coming through real clear. It looks like it is on my end anyway, but all those little bubbles, that's all water trapped underneath the, we're still in the crawl space. That's all water trapped underneath the plastic. And that's the whole point of the plastic. You put the plastic down in the crawl space to prevent moisture migration, and it condenses on the plastic. I'm guessing that stains where the cat peed, because all the rest of them are where he's peed and pooped and whatever else. So, whole mix of fecal matters today. Let's see if I can stay out of the pee stain and show you into this crack. So we're looking inside the crack there. All that's termite dirt. Don't know if it's active or previous or what, but we'll be writing up termites on this one as a possibility. And then we also got powder post beetles, which is where all those tiny holes are. And I was already breaking up pieces of wood with my fingers, so whatever's eating it's been having its way for a while. Okay guys, so this particular house today was not so much a flip or a flip fail, it's just a house that's being sold. It happens to be an older house. This one was built in the 60s. There really isn't anything going on upstairs that's worth mentioning. The water heater's located in a tiny closet. It's brand new. It's not installed right, but you know, there's nothing real exciting about missing thermal expansion device. And the kitchen, it's just an old kitchen, old bathroom. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, like 1,200 square foot house. So there's really nothing crazy going on with it as far as the interior goes. It's just your typical little house, little old 60s house, box house. The crawl space is where everything is entertaining, or at least got something going on. And the home buyer happened to be there, and rather than walk around with a camera looking like an idiot or trying to figure out whether or not they want to be on YouTube, I figured I'd just film this on the way home. So I'm just driving home and kind of feeling like an idiot recording this anyway. But the you know, it's a nothing special house with some messed up crawl space stuff, which is pretty typical. I mean, people don't go into their crawl space unless they absolutely have to. The nice thing with the way they've got this one set up, all of the filters and everything are upstairs, so they're all installed on the returns. So you really don't have any reason to go up into the house. Oh, there was one thing that was screwy. There's no pressure reducing valve installed on the plumbing. I noticed it like as I was crawling out of the crawl space. I finally came across the plumbing inlet, and for whatever reason, when the house was built, there was no pressure reducing valve, PRV. So with no PRV, when I tested the water pressure at the water heater, it was reading between 120 and 145, and the variation there, when any of the other houses down the line turn on their water, obviously that's going to reduce the overall pressure, but the static pressure on it, you know, in the middle of the night when there's no draw, is probably going to be sitting somewhere in the 140s, 150s, and your interior plumbing just can't handle that kind of pressure. At my personal house, when one of the many times the PRV failed, because our pressure gets ridiculous, we've lived in our house for 10 years, and we've had 2 water main breaks out in front of the house over that 10 years because the street pressure is so high. So we live kind of at the bottom of a hill. The water pressure's got to go up the hill, then it comes back over. So they got to have the pressure to maintain going over the hill. And then as the water's coming back down, it builds even more pressure because, you know, gravity. So the mains just failed. But when the PRV at my house failed, we rocketed up to like 140, and the dishwasher this time is what died. So that's part of what facilitated the new countertops, was the dishwasher debacle of how you get that out. The only way to get the dishwasher out, because that's a whole other long video of snafus, was you have to jack the countertop up. So we broke the countertop, jacking it up to get the dishwasher out, put the new dishwasher in. couldn't get the countertop jammed back down into the spot where it belonged again. There's a whole nother video on why my countertops are jacked up or replaced or being replaced. Jacked up being both figurative and literally. I had to put a bottle jack into the counter or the cabinet down below and a 2x4 to make up the space and physically jack the countertop up to get it up high enough to be able to clear the wood flooring to be able to weasel the dishwasher out. So sorry about the long drawn out rambling story, but these people, if they don't get a PRV installed, are going to be facing kind of the same thing. They're going to have to deal with the elevated pressure in the house making all the fixtures fail. The sinks will start leaking, the water heater will leak, the dishwasher will eat itself, blah blah blah. So all those things are things that need to get taken care of. And PRV is a fairly inexpensive fix, but that's not on the video, just because looking at a pressure gauge is just not that exciting. And the homeowners happen to be in there. The water heater is located in a closet upstairs, and trying to explain what I'm doing filming this stuff doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. So that was the only other thing that was screwy. In the meanwhile, hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any comments, throw them down in the bottom. I'll answer them or like them or whatever. If you like watching me wander around somebody else's house and tell you what's screwed up with it, feel free to subscribe. I'll keep posting them and share. Otherwise, thanks. Have fun.